Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies to same item. Current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at lowes.com/lowest price guarantee.
Hello out there, Jade and XD Universe. Now, remember, life doesn't happen bi-weekly, so why should payday? The money you earn can be in your hands today with Earnin. Earnin is an app that gives you access to your pay as you work, up to $100 per day or up to $750 per pay period. Just download the Earnin app and verify your paycheck, then access up to $100 a day as you work and leave an optional tip. Any money you access plus tips are automatically repaid from your next paycheck. You know, the times is hard out there, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but things are wearing me thin. Rent is always due, and sometimes you just don't got it like that. Just use Earnin. I've done it. It is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful app. Make Earnin a part of your financial routine and join Earnin's over 3.5 million customers who say things like, when I think about Earnin, I think about financial stability, security. It gives me a lot of peace of mind. So, download Earnin today, spelled EARNIN, in the Google Play or Apple App Store. When you download the Earnin app, type Jade XD under podcast when you sign up. It'll really help the show. Jade XD under podcast. Subject to your available earnings, location, daily max, and pay period max. See earnin.com/TOS for details. Earnin is a financial technology company, not a bank. Bank products are issued by Evolve Bank and Trust, member FDIC. Boy, I see you sort of bouncing through the door. You and your man and them just took over the floor. Started doing your thing, and it made me notice you even more. The way you turned around and looked at me and seemed as though you must have somehow felt me staring on the low. Something tells me you're the kind of guy I like to get to know.
I ain't even gonna front, I ain't even gonna lie. Since you walked up in the club, I've been giving you the high. We can dance if you want, get it cracking if you like. Must be a full moon, felt like one of those nights. Why? Whoa, ha, whoa, ha, whoa, ha, whoa, ha, whoa, ha, ha. Whoa, ha, whoa, ha, whoa, ha, whoa, ha, whoa, ha, whoa, ha. Whoa, ha, whoa, ha, ha. Whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha, ha. Whoa, ha, ha. Whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha, whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha, ha. Whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha, whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha. Whoa, ha, ha, ha. Whoa, ha, ha, whoa, ha, ha. Whoa, ha, whoa, ha, ha. It just doesn't get old to us.
It never does. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Blackest Show About Nothing. It's Jade and XD.
Nada mucho.
Wow. Yeah, we're back. Blackest Show About Nothing. Yeah, how are you? How are things? Give us an update.
Yes. We are on day 221 of the ongoing genocide in Gaza. Currently, the Gaza health system is on the verge of collapse, complete collapse, due to depleting fuel. There's only 12 out of 36 hospitals that are only partially functioning because they don't have the proper tools or fuel to make them run properly. I need you all to put this into perspective. Nearly 360,000 people had to flee Rafah in the past week. So imagine that. 360,000 people had to flee Rafah, and so which is increasing density of humans in other areas such as Khan Yunis and so forth. So that's very dangerous. Israeli settlers have attacked and looted the aid trucks at the crossing, and they've torched the parameters of the UNRWA's headquarters in Jerusalem for the second time. So that is the current update as to what is happening currently in Gaza. Obviously, as we continue to keep ourselves informed and share this information, as the powers that be are trying to make sure that it is not shared. I said this on Getting Grown, and I'll say it here. My Instagram comments are limited, so I can only see maybe 8 comments on any given post anywhere at any time now. They don't want us sharing this information. They don't want us exchanging information among each other, communicating. And so they're trying to, play slick fascists and do shit like this. So make sure you keep yourselves informed, not only as to what's happening in Gaza, but also what's happening in Sudan, as that has been an ongoing genocide for years. Years. And obviously what's happening in the Congo because of the ways that the Western world affects that. So let's just continue to keep ourselves informed and to share this information and to do what you feel called to do to make sure that liberation, is continued to be fought for all. I'm not completely idealistic where I'm like, we're going to see liberation in our lifetime for everybody, but I will continue to speak on it and fight for it because it's deserved. And this is not deserved. So, that's the update this week.
Yeah, I actually have an update too.
Please.
There are, as we enter Pride season in 2 weeks, there have been, I've recently become aware that there are some LGBTQ plus organizations that are complicit and also expressing Zionist rhetoric.
Yeah, I've noticed.
And I'll call them out when the time has come. But I mentioned one group on the pre-show last week, but I will say there was an award show, and there was drag queens and definitely just protesters outside and inside the award show ceremony explaining how this particular group has been complicit in expressing Zionist rhetoric. Yeah. And I never understood, I don't know why I never thought about this, but when I think about money and funding and where that stuff comes from, it comes from people who follow Zionistic principles. Yes. So just to be cautious, because there's no pride if we're not free. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. And people are. It's not just the LGBTQ IA plus community. It is also Black people. It is also people who have a very narrow viewpoint about this, right? Because they see what's on the surface as far as Israel being a democratic, quote unquote, state who is supportive, just like the U.S., who is supportive of the queer community and of free rights and free speech and blah, 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 blah. All the things that they claim, but they actually are not really in support of. Look at the way that our country is, first of all, this country is trash. Okay, let's be very clear here. Like, this country was founded on theft, just like everywhere else, which is the reason for the genocide right now is the very reason and how this country was founded in so many other places. But this country is jokes, should I say, when they talk about freedom, because they don't actually want our freedom, which is why we are backsliding in the way that we are. So don't be duped because you think, not even think, you know, based off of, you know, certain indoctrinations and so forth, that, well, if I go to Palestine, I'm not even going to be safe. If I go here, they're not even going to support me. They'll kill me. They'll kill my black ass. They'll kill my gay ass, et cetera, et cetera. That you are thinking so narrowly when you think like
very
that.
Small.
Because what you don't realize is the people who are pretending to be in support of you are actually the people that will kill you. They will kill your spirit. They will take your rights the minute that they are not aligned with whatever their objective or agenda is. And so do not be duped because people are pretend. Look at the way a lot of these companies are. As soon as they started getting a lot of heat from the right, they are pulling out of, you know, they're limiting things in stores and all the DE&I is being cut, affirmative action, all of those things. So do not be duped. And also please understand that the methods in which they will kill Palestinians are the same methods in which they will kill your black ass or your gay ass or anything else, and have been and will continue to. This is the anniversary week of May 13th, 1985, the bombing in Philadelphia, in which the Philadelphia police dropped a bomb on black communities because they were in the conflict with a black liberation organization. And bombed the people of the city. So if you got it fucked up where you think this country and this government will not kill your marginalized ass, you have it fucked up. And they are going to start over there, and they have no qualms about coming to do it over here too. So don't let their rhetoric about who's a terrorist and who wouldn't do this and who wouldn't do that. Maybe they wouldn't accept your lifestyle right now, but guess what? They still don't deserve to be killed the way that they're being killed. Yeah. That goes across the board. That's just a human concept. Yeah. And the people who are killing them are the same people that will kill you. And do not forget that.
Yeah. Big time. Big time.
But how are you?
I'm all things considered, I'm good. Mm-hmm. I just came back from Arkansas, California.
Yeah, you did.
I was with my mother for Mother's Day. Shout out to all the mamas, aunties, everybody. If you lost your mama, Mother's Day to everybody, right? Yeah. I won at the casino.
Yes, you did.
I hit the jackpot on a nickel machine.
Shut my black ass up, because I've been talking shit about them slot machines. I'm like, who the fuck actually wins anything on this shit? XD.
Yeah. I hit the jackpot. I won like almost 5K.
Yeah, you did.
I've never won anything. I've won like $20, but I've never won that amount. And I didn't know, like, when they pay you out in cash. So I had to walk around with like this exorbitant amount of money in my pocket until I got to a bank. But shout out to the white lady with her Negro husband who explained to me what was going on, because I just saw a whole bunch of lights. And me and my mother were like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. And she was like, no, you keep winning. She was like, you're about to clear like a bunch of money. And I was like, girl, I don't know what the fuck this means. And
so what'd you do? You put the thing in the thing and what? You pressed a button? What'd you do? You pulled a lever? What'd you do?
No, I put $1 in, I got a car. I put $1 in, I got a car. I put $1 in, I got a car. I put $1 in.
Okay, I think I get it. Give me the keys.
Yeah, mind you, I told my mother, I was like, I'm only spending $60 at this thing. I was like, I'm not a gambler. I said I was gonna play the lotto on my birthday because I typically do that, like I get scratch offs because I mean it's scratch offs, right?
Yeah.
So
What we
on
do.
my birthday, right? But I did it, and so I said, "Ma, I'm gonna pay $60." She was like, "Okay, fine." It was my first time at this particular casino, and so of course they give you like $15 to start.
Boo! Boo you! Boo!
Exactly.
Hold on.
Right. So so I go in there and I put $20 in the machine, one of these machines. And I'm playing, I'm just pressing buttons, child. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And so then I realized I've won a little bit. And so I cashed out and I was like, oh, I won $30. I was like, oh, okay, work, whatever. So I was like, okay, let's go to another machine, Mom, because there are people that begin to smoke cigarettes in the thing. And so my mother was like, all right, we're going to have to move around because this is bothering me. And we both had masks on. But I was like, okay. So then, but she was like, try this one I'm sitting at. I'm like, all right. They're right next to me. And so I play it, and I'm like, I lose at first, and then I'm playing the because you could change the denominations. It was 1 cent, 2 cents, or 5 cents. And I'm like, okay, cool. So then I switched to a nickel. And so I kept hitting like this one thing, and I got like a free game. So I'm like, okay, but I kept getting free games. I got 24 free games. And I kept winning. And so therefore it kept going and going and going. And I kept like in these free games, like the faces of like each particular slot, they're like, we're changing it to all the same thing. So I got these little buffaloes. So I kept getting buffaloes across each slot. So therefore I kept winning. Each slot had a buffalo in it. So therefore I kept getting more money. And so at the end I got 24 free games. And so at the end of 24, I just saw this notification that said, call attendant, you hit the jackpot.
Wow.
And mind you, at the top of the sign, it said the jackpot was like $2,500. So I was like, okay. And it said like the most one was like 25,000. And before I got there, I was like, if I won like $300 or $500, that's cute for me. It's more money than I came with.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I was just so like shocked and amazed. Like I was like, I don't know what's happening. And this white lady was like, you keep winning, son. You keep winning. She was so hyped. My mother was just like, oh my God, oh my God. She kept saying, thanking Jesus. And I was like, Ma, I don't think you can do that in this scenario. And so
I feel like Jesus liked the casino.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Where do you think Jesus would have? I think the craps tables would have been his gym.
Oh, definitely roulette.
Oh.
Now you see me, now you don't.
See what you did there.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's funny to me.
But yeah, so like the came over and I had to fill out tax paperwork because the government will keep tabs on you and
Big Suge Knight does not play.
No, does not.
Okay, hate him.
And so yeah, as soon as we got, and mind you, this was only a 30-minute. I was in and out in 30 minutes.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
I love that. And I love that you are the type of person who could be like, I won and now I'm leaving. Because somebody else in that bitch would have been like, oh, this
Let
is
it ride.
What? We play it all day now. No.
Oh, absolutely not. I was like, I played one more game, but I only spent $5. I was like, I could pay $5 because again, I took that $60 out. So I was like, okay, well, $5. Sure, let's see what we got. And I was like, oh, I didn't win anything. I won like $10. And I was like, all right, you know what? It's time to go.
Mm-hmm.
And
very good.
And that was all before 10 a.m. So
okay. The fact that you all were in the casino that early is incredible to me.
Well, my mother was like, let's hurry up and get out here before we see all the groovy ghoulies. And I was like, you're right. Because she was like, they don't just exist outside. They exist inside too. I was like, you are absolutely right, Queen.
That's their favorite place. There's no windows.
Oh, absolutely. Now, I will say this particular casino was very clean and And I would have eaten there if the restaurants were open. But again, it was super early.
Oh, yes, because of the time. Because I have noticed, I was like, oh, they're closing a lot of restaurants and casinos these days.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm like, but niggas need to eat.
Yeah. Well, this one just opened not too long ago.
Okay. The last one we went to, they let you order food to the spot if you wanted to. Because they didn't open the restaurant.
Yeah. They had. I've seen that or advertised. When I went to go see a friend of mine play at this play. What's the
Blackjack?
shit? Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin is a card player. And plays in tournaments, and we went to go see him, and so I've noticed that you could order or DoorDash or whatever the fuck.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just like, that's interesting.
They're like, come to the bar, order a drink, eat your burger that you brought in here yourself.
Exactly. Again, I got cursed out by the agents of chaos for expressing my my thoughts on food culture in Ohio, California.
Yes, well, they said you were inaccurate. That's why
I was espousing misinformation.
You did that too recently with wait, what was it? Oh, the Kendrick. We were talking about Kendrick on Patreon, and they were like, "Wait, hold on now." I appreciated them in that instance. I was like, please, because my heart was about to be broken.
Oh, yes. Thank you for clearing that up about Kendrick and his Spotify dabbling.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
You know, the agents of chaos, y'all hold me down. Y'all keep me. I realize this is an auntie broadcast, and sometimes aunties have the wrong information.
Wrong. Yeah, absolutely.
This is not a news source.
What, nigga? We never say that. Even my updates at the top of. First of all, I get that from my Palestine news. Okay, that is the only thing that I have a notification on for. And I also do my own reading around, my Al Jazeera. I got to dig. Now I've started digging into other resources and things myself. Mm-hmm. But nigga, I am not a journalist. I should not be your only resource for this information.
Oh, yeah. No, okay, and I'm open to critique and criticism.
This is real nigga news with Jade. Like, this is not credible. Let me not say that. It is credible. This is not. I am not a professional journalist.
No.
We are not professional journalists.
No.
So, yeah.
No, but I'm open to correction, and if you meet me with love and be like, "Hey, Auntie XD, this ain't right what you said. This is exactly what you meant to say," and I'd be like, "Yeah, you got that, Queen." Like, thank you.
It's like the young human who called me out a while ago and was like, "Auntie, you can't say gypsy." I was like, "I appreciate that. I didn't know."
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. The world is evolving.
And I learned you can't say gyp because it comes from gypsy.
Yeah, you can't.
Not that I ever say that anyway, but
yeah, I learned that from Gypsy sisters though, and they were,
that'd be the only thing you learned from them.
That and how the strength that you have when you're pregnant, because you can fight down when you have a baby, inside of you.
It's true.
Gestational strength is a thing.
Let me tell you something. No, that's not a. Did I ever tell you about the ER fiasco when I was pregnant? Okay, I can all of this I can say now because Noah is here and thriving.
Yeah.
So when I was pregnant, if you listen to the Friend Zone episode some years back, I gave my story. But when I was, even though them two white ladies that we like said they don't want to hear about people's pregnancy stories. They said, don't ask me to donate to the Red Cross at the register. And I don't want to hear your fucking birthing story. That was actually funny to me. Yeah. But so when I was pregnant, I was having what you would call a threatened abortion, which meant I was bleeding and there was no cause for it. There's no reason. And the doctors, not knowing shit, were like, yeah, if you stand on your feet, it's no problem. I noticed the more I stood on my feet, I kept bleeding. So I was like, I'm going to make an me and Tristan made an executive decision for me to stop working. But anyway, I'm bleeding especially bad one particular night right after Hurricane Sandy. And we're at the house. And at this point, they had shipped all of the inner borough hospital patients to all of the outer borough hospital patients. So everybody from Manhattan was shipped to Queens, Staten Island, or the Bronx or Brooklyn. So I go to the hospital and it is chaos and negativity everywhere. Mm-hmm. And I tell them I'm, I think I was maybe like 8 weeks pregnant. I'm 8 weeks pregnant. I'm bleeding. And they were like, okay, fill this out, have a seat. Well, I was there almost 6 hours and still had not been seen. That's another thing. But in the course of all of that, Tristan and I are sitting down. I think by this point we were maybe on hour 3, maybe 4 even. And so we're sitting down. He got me some chips from the vending machine. We just waiting. And one young person who looks like they could have been in that Glorilla Productions thing you showed me on the ABC show.
Oh, Glow Streets TV,
yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Also could have, also been on a couple episodes of Hoochie Daddies as a supporting friend. Mm-hmm. One young stud was coughing without covering their mouth.
Oh, you fought a stud? Oh, God.
Oh, wait. So Tristan kindly was like, excuse me, you mind covering, like, my lady's pregnant. It's very black, my lady. My lady's pregnant. We in the hospital. Like, can you just not, can you please cover your mouth when you cough? Well, they barked up at Tristan. I'm going to cough how I want to cough. When I tell you the hormones and the rage also of sitting in the...
for 19 hours.
For 100 hours. Possibly getting ready to lose my child. Don't know what's going to happen. I'm bleeding. He asked them very nicely. When they barked at him, I stood up. I was like, he asked you nice to cover your motherfucking mouth. Now, bitch, I'm going to shove your head in your fucking hoodie. You cover your fucking mouth. Like...
Cocaine bearer.
Oh, baby. I turned into Jocelyn Minaj. Okay? Jocelyn Minaj.
Title of the episode already.
There you go. I was livid when they burned it. I was like, bitch, I will cover it if I will cover your whole body, bitch. And at that point, it was like, let's go sit over here. And then we got to go. Because you cannot. And then just said, you cannot fight a stud pregnant. You are pregnant.
You are with a child.
Woo! Oh, the stress of the moment. And no, we didn't actually. I wouldn't fall physically, but yeah.
Again, point proven. Gestational rage and strength is not something to be fucked with. No. But anywho, how was your week? I didn't even ask. How was your week?
Let's actually pay bills, and then I will start our hodgepodge of an episode off with my Mother's Day experience.
Okay, let's do that. So again, thank you for listening to us each and every week. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. We are here every Friday. Also, just become an agent of chaos. Join the cult of chaos, free or otherwise. Join our Patreon, $9.99. Mm-hmm. We are having a wang dang doodle. I love the ABC show. It's a good time. We have
it's a blast.
Yeah, we have a new thing called the ABC show. We've been doing it for the last 8 or 9 weeks now, where we have. I can't explain what it is, but it's a wang dang doodle.
It is additional bonus content, and we will just leave. That is why it is that, and we will leave it there because we do what we want.
Yes, exactly. We talk about King George. If you know, you know. This week we watched Glow Streets, which is LGBTQIA programming. Y'all want
Capital
us to
bold
watch?
L.
Yeah, I can't do Hoochie Daddies, but Glow Streets.
I don't know how the fuck not after what we just watched.
Well, because Hoochie Daddies is about love and shit. This is about.
So is this.
Yes, but there's guns. So
There's not a.
yeah, that's true too. However, it's actually not. Yeah,
This is Money and Violence meets Hoochie Daddies. So
yes,
yeah.
yes. It's a good time. So come on down. We're watching Survivor. We're watching Mary Mary. We're watching The Hills. More shit to come. So come join down to Patreon. We're also join our YouTube for free. Subscribe is freer than you and me. Where we are watching 90 Day Fiance, Love in Paradise, which is a very dynamic season in more ways than one.
Yep.
Also, I forgot to mention Love During Lockup and Love After Lockup is back. So
That's
come
on Patreon
down.
exclusively.
It's on Patreon.
And please remember, there are episodes within episodes. So yes, we watch things, but we have extensive conversation as well in betwixt programming.
We're neurodivergent niggas who just go on tangents. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Indians. Not to be confused with Indiana.
No, not at all. Not at all. Because that's no. But anywho, join YouTube, join our Discord where the Agents of Chaos live and thrive. There are so many amazing, beautiful individuals that are in there. They are funny. You could also hire from within. There's so many talented people in there. I've even had to call upon the Agents of Chaos to help me with a couple projects. So it's a great time. So join. We love community, the right type of community at that.
And we have the right type of community.
Any announcements? Oh, this past week on Delos Substack, I have Dustin Frederick Ross on there.
Oh, a nigga's nigga.
Yeah, we watched Never Ever Met's 3, and I also have Prince Pierre, who is one half of the Freaky Boys, a queer hip hop group, and we're watching a black gay dating show. It is the shadiest thing I have seen in a long time. Have you seen Pop the Balloon?
No, I have not.
Oh,
but apparently we're probably gonna maybe.
Perhaps. I know some of the Agents of Chaos asked if we would watch an episode, and I'd have to show it to you because it is mean and rude, and I loved every minute of it.
Okay. Next CBC show.
Yes. I know that by this time the Webby Awards have aired, and so congrats to all the winners.
Thank you.
It's actually happening right now as we speak.
Yeah, I am not.
I know.
I'm also still a James Beard nominee, so
yes, exactly.
That will be announced on June 8th, I believe. We'll find out if we won officially, but when I tell you James Beard nominee is going on everything.
Moodiana.
Everything.
Moodiana. But yes, support the kids. And Getting Grown's merch is out.
Yes, get your Praise the Lord niggas t-shirts, crew necks. Get your Adulthood is the Worst Hood t-shirts. Hoodies? No, those come later.
No, they're all t-shirts now.
All t-shirts now, yes. The hoodies come later. The beanies come later as well. Get your Rice and Gravy t-shirts. Get your Getting Grown t-shirts. You can get the logo or the spell out. Yeah, it's a good time. Make sure you check it out at gettinggrown.co.
/shop.
/
Points for y'all if y'all get the praise the Lord niggas in like the initials and word to church. I dare y'all to do it.
I want to start a movement. Can you all get a little TikTok sound? Everybody use the same one, but don't use that $1 million baby one. That million and like don't use that because I'm hearing it everywhere and it's a little bop. Don't get me no, it's a bop, but it's a white man and I don't like that. So I don't because he don't sound white.
No, he doesn't.
And I don't want you to be like, well, what is talking white? I didn't say talking white. I said sounding. And you know exactly what the fuck I mean. Mm-hmm. And he knows he don't sound white. He knows he was trying to confuse niggas if they never looked at his face before. But I Googled it.
See, that's how you have to. But yes. Yes. And again, email me if you're looking for consult and things. I've gotten a couple of emails, so keep on sending them to me at xd@thexperience.com. Mm-hmm. And let's take a break. And we'll be back with more Jaden XD. Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
But I want this to be the start of the rest of our lives together. And Alexis, will you marry me?
Yes. Wow, that caught me off guard. Thank you.
And we're black. I gotta be honest. LBBL is my thing.
LBBL.
Oh, you haven't heard the Spanish
BBL.
version of BBL Dreezy?
El Drake. BBL. Oh. Yes.
Y aquí sí saben el bochinche, como dice Anthony Santos. El Drake, BBL, el Drake, BBL y otra vez. El Drake, BBL.
I heard nothing but that and Not Like Us, all kenned, okay?
Oh, honey, because you must have been tapped into my speakers because I play Not Like Us all kenned.
Yeah. and I knew it was a hit because my mother was like, oh, I like this. She was like, it takes me back to Pac. And I was like,
yes, come on, Pac.
Because you know her favorite secular song ever is California Love.
That makes sense. My mother's is Lean Back. So it's this track.
That's surprising. Not of all rap songs, Lean Back.
She don't.
I'm not mad at it.
I am. I'm like, there's so many better ones. She likes In the Club too, but
that makes sense. That tracks with DMX's Up in Here because you know they love Y'all Gonna Make Me Lose My Mind Up in Here.
My mother's rap song. My girl. Her song is "Wanna Be a Baller." My other grandmother's rap quote in quotation song is Pharrell and Kanye's "Number One."
See, those make sense to me for older generations to like because there's a harmony there.
Number one.
Smash it. Off the charts.
And
classic.
Tell me how you love that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a jam. I do.
I loved that album, actually. I know we're not supposed to talk about him, either of them, actually.
I'll be honest with you. I'll listen to Kanye stuff all of that. I'll listen to that like that. I'm not like, nigga, it's not R. Kelly.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. It's not.
But I can't. But after all of that stuff, I'm good. But all the like the stuff I used to, I'll listen to that. I like it.
That's fair. So how was your Mother's Day? You didn't tell me.
Yes. It was relaxing. We spoke and I was doing nothing. And then, I was told that I was going to get dinner. They were like, okay, we are making you a Mother's Day dinner. And I said, cool.
Pause. When I had to go to the grocery store to get the stuff to cook for my mother. And when I tell you, all the grocery store was filled with dads and their kids trying to figure out what the fuck to make mom for. They're like, well, what does mom buy? I don't know, Dad. She buys this. Are you sure?
I got 9 phone calls. Do we have, what do you put in your, it was very cute.
Yeah.
And my mother-in-law called me in the midst of all of it to tell me Happy Mother's Day. And we're chatting on the phone. And I said, yeah, girl, they about to make me dinner. She go, oh, gosh. I said, I'll call you afterwards, let you know how it went.
Yeah.
So, yes, they decided, this is what Noah wanted to do. This was Noah's gift. So, they made me a multi-course meal.
Okay.
Set it up. I came out to the living room. She played a song for Mama on the TV on YouTube.
Oh,
she turned
you
it
have
on
a very Negro household.
Oh yeah, very much so. I said, and then other stuff started coming on. I said, Noah, did you put together this whole playlist? She said, no, just the first song, a song for Mama. She goes, but the rest of it works. And I was like, why? I thought she was gonna call me. Oh, she said, because it's vibey and chill like you.
Stan the Queen.
I was like, you know what? If your kid's going to describe you as anything, I think that one is a good one. I'll take it.
Yeah.
So they made me oysters Rockefeller. She made a menu on. Just hold the phone. She made a menu on her iPad, designed it in a Canva or whatever. And so when I saw oysters, I'm gonna tell you what the menu read. It read Noah's Gourmet. It's what it said at the top. That's the name of her restaurant. And it said the appetizers were oysters, and then it said applesauce. So I was, trying not to react. And then the main course was spaghettini. And I was like, what the fuck did these niggas do with noodles? But, and who is shucking oysters in this bitch? I'm scared. So.
Did they do the TikTok?
They did a canned smoked oyster.
Yeah.
That they popped in the broiler, and they made a homemade spinach dip and topped it on top of the oysters with some breadcrumbs.
Okay.
Right. So it was like a deconstructed oyster Rockefeller.
Yeah, I thought because there's this new, first of all, I hate what white people done bastardized tinned fish, but also everybody's broke now, so I get we all got to eat beans and tinned fish.
Tinned fish is delicious.
Oh yeah, Stan. I'm not above tinned fish at all.
No, I love a sardine.
Okay, I love on a cracker, nigga.
Okay, with a little mustard.
You'd be full for $1.50.
Okay.
No, but they had and as a kid I hated it, but as I got older, I'm like, oh, my grandmother was onto something. Just like I like anchovies. But anywho, they have this new thing where you're putting the tin in the broiler, but they're doing like the oysters Rockefeller in the tin, so they're putting like the Parmesan cheese and all whatever you put in oysters rock. In the tin, and they put it in the broiler and cooking it, and so therefore it's all in there. It's very interesting.
That sounds unhealthy.
Because of the
burning
tin.
up all that metal. I don't know if that is how you should. Maybe you put them into something else oven safe and then do the same thing.
I mean, they open either way. I don't know how. I'm assuming it would be oven safe because we put aluminum and other things in the oven. I'll send you the thing. Okay, so she made you why applesauce? Is that because she couldn't spell appetizer?
No. It's because she said she just needed something else to fill up the menu. So she didn't actually bring me applesauce. She just listed it. I was like, well, girl, why didn't you put the salad
Does
on
she
there?
provide vegan options?
She was like, oh, yeah, why did I put the salad on there? So I got that deconstructed oysters Rockefeller, a salad.
And wait, homemade spin dip?
Homemade spin dip they did.
Y'all better go ahead.
They did a homemade spin dip. And they made the whole pan of spin dip just for the oysters. I said, go ahead, y'all. And it was good. And then spaghettini was nothing but spaghetti, but she wanted to make it sound fancier.
Yeah, because that definitely sounded fancy.
So they did, and it looked like Lady and the Tramp style spaghetti with like big homemade meatballs they made, and like they plated it nice, and they served me and brought me sparkling water and wine, and it had a flower on the tablecloth, and a candle. The only caveat was I ate dinner at 11 p.m.
And you keep telling us it's coming. What is the deal, bro?
I swear that it's coming, man.
Hook it up.
All right, I'll hook it up.
3 hours into dinner service, and many of the customers are leaving hungry. But that doesn't stop the women from pushing out their first entrees.
Okay, please, Wellington.
Because like when I tell you, it was like 7:00. I was in my room. I was not allowed to come out except to like go to the bathroom. And so I came out and I was like, y'all, I'm hungry. Can I just get a snack? And they were like, no, get out of here. Tristan was like, I'll bring you a snack. What do you want? I said, you just heat up my queso. I was going to grab my queso and some chips, an apple, nigga, something.
I need provisions.
That was at like 7. By 10:55, I was just sitting here waiting for somebody to come get me.
Get me out. Get me out.
I'm really hungry, guys.
Warden.
I'm really hungry. So I did. I ate my Mother's Day dinner at 11 p.m. It was lovely. And then they took me to the botanical gardens today, actually. Noah stayed out of school, and this was Dad's gift. So they took me to the botanical gardens, and they have a restaurant in the botanical gardens, and we did brunch in the botanical gardens. So that was nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Had a good time. We had a good time.
Oh, that's so cool.
I'm just extra grateful. You know what I'm saying? Because the mothers around the world who are having to face, circumstances that they should never have to face as mothers, and decision making they should never have to make. I held them in my hearts all day yesterday, or on Sunday, and it made me feel extra gratitude for my own family and just really wanting to be present in those moments, because also Noah's only got a couple more years in this house if we're being realistic. So, I just have to hold on to every little memory that I can and just be very present for them. So that's the space that I've been sitting in. But it was dope. It was one of those Mother's Day memories that I'm going to have forever. And, I'll always be able to go back to. Remember when y'all made me dinner at 11 o'clock? It held me hostage in my room.
That is actually very cute.
It was super cute. It was very, very cute. And I'm really, really grateful for them because they really be wanting me to feel special. And so they go out of their way to make sure, we just want that lady to feel loved. And I do.
That's good. That's good. And you deserve it,
But I know this ain't the space for all that. So I have a question to ask you.
Okay.
Do we need to take a break? Let me see. Do we need to take a break?
Okay. No, we got 5 minutes and then we can take a break.
Have you come across anything by the name of the Black Wife Effect?
Yeah. And I I have a running list of you know how I have my list of things or people that I'm praying for their downfall?
Mm-hmm.
Which was so funny because I was subjected to one of them all weekend.
Wait, who? You texting me?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And I can't even because it'll give it away. And
Give it
you're gonna
away,
be
give it away, give it away.
Y'all gonna be
now.
like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you hate them. Oh my gosh, blah blah blah. Like I had to consume their content all weekend because they love them. My family loves them.
That tracks.
Yes, because they're like
they make appropriate humor.
Yeah. That's I will say my mother and I had a conversation about Tyler Perry.
Oh.
And she was like, what did she ask me? Oh, she asked me if I watched the parody of Not Another Tyler Perry movie or whatever the fuck that parody movie that's coming out about him. And I was like, the only thing worse than a Tyler Perry movie is watching a parody of a Tyler Perry movie. And she was like, you know what? You absolutely right. And I was like, Ma, I gotta be honest with you. You know, like I was like, I watch the plays because I find the plays funny. Because there is some humorous things in the plays. But I was like, the movies I can't get jiggy with. And she was like, you know what? As I've gotten older, I've realized I don't really like them either. And I was like, we're learning.
La, 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 la. Sorry.
I was excited. I was like, my mother's learning.
She is. I love that. Does she listen?
Yeah.
She don't listen to this, does she?
No.
Okay,
She sees the clips that we post or whatever.
Oh, okay, yes. Mm-hmm.
But and she's aware of the show and all that good stuff.
Yes.
But she because she has to know what I do to tell other people. Because my child is blah blah blah, and I'm her only one, so she has to share.
Yeah.
Because she recently got in contact with somebody from high school or junior high, and they reached out to her on Facebook, whatever. They had on Mother's Day, they were talking. And so they hadn't spoken in like 30 years. So it was really cool. And and she was like, I was trying to reach out and like find you because I didn't know your last name because my mother married, obviously, or whatever. And then she was like, and I knew you had a son and I knew his name, but I didn't know his last name. And so my mother was like, yeah, well, you wouldn't find him because,
yes.
He's changed his name.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, girl. But then she went into a whole diatribe of my whole like career path and shit or whatever the fuck. And I was like, oh, okay. But anywho, back to your story. Yes, I have.
I forgot that's what
divergence. But yes, I have come across the black wife effect. Now, I thought it was very silly when I saw black men posting the black wife effect because it was kind of like, well, there was no change here.
Well, I thought it was funny because they did go from raggedy niggas to niggas who look like they've been raised. And also it was like yes, this is the upgrade. These white men, what I found funny about this whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, explain to the people what it is.
Oh, yes.
And welcome back to The Factor on Censored. Time for Angela After Dark. We're turning our attention to a new online trend, a trend called the Black Wife Effect. The trend features interracial couples, many of them between black women and white men. It compares how the men look before meeting their wives, their black wives, to present day.
Okay, the Black Wife Effect is a trend on social media. Using that fucking song, actually. That song. Can't escape it. Using that song in which a white man posts numerous corny photos of themselves before becoming betrothed to a black woman. and then they show how they've all turned into John B. And so, you know, and it's basically like this upgrade you type challenge. But I cracked up at all the black men who were like, well, they just taking on black men's aesthetics. They are. But y'all don't be having no problem when it goes the other way with period. And so I found it. I was like, oh, are our feelings hurt out here? Are they hurt? But I also hate the entire challenge. I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate promoting interracial love. I do. Like, I'm sick of that. I'll say it. Like, it is not that I have a problem with you loving versus loving ass niggas or whatever. Like, I don't care about love who you want to love. I don't hate interracial love. I hate niggas that promote it. I hate niggas that put it on a pedestal as if it is like something to aspire to. And then you got a gaggle of bitches in the comments like, I can't wait to find my white king. And I'm like, oh God, can't all of y'all hold hands and jump? So that's that's my honest opinion.
I don't like the way you say nigga, but that's just me.
But that's just me. I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you love. I hate the way that you. I hate it. I hate when your white king show up to your Nigerian weddings and all of a sudden these niggas are they doing the knees and you know what I'm saying, and the money dance. Like I hate it. I do. I hate it. Don't jump the broom with your white fucking king or queen. This is not for them. Like, do your interracial shit. Like, do whatever that is. Y'all find your customs and your traditions, but stop that.
Yeah. Yes.
Stop putting interracial love on a pedestal as if it is like this great thing, as if it is better than, you know, than any other type of love. I think that's my frustration with it, is the way that niggas hold it up as if it is something to be revered. And I'm like, you could just enjoy love. You know what I'm saying? But y'all always got to do some weird shit with it. And I sound...
No, I hear you. And when they do things like this, it makes it seem like you're ashamed of the person that you're with whiteness, right? Like it like you realize that, ooh, let me upgrade them from this whiteness to make them palatable for Negro consumption, right? Like, and I'm like, I'm about to say something that I'm afraid that I never thought I would say. There's nothing wrong with being white. Like
no, but just be white,
know what
though.
I mean? Just be like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have like this whole upgrade them. They made me do this and that, and they take Negro aesthetics or whatever in this particular scenario, right? It's okay to just love the person or who they are, right?
Yeah.
Like, you remember that movie Senseless with one of the Wayans and
Yes.
I think Matthew Lillard or one of the other whites, and how at the end he married a black woman and then all of a sudden he was wearing the whole African
that's what I'm saying
thing or whatever, and
that's
it was
the
just
shit.
like they don't have to be this way. You know what I mean?
It doesn't have to be that. Just love your corny Subaru driving king. Like, just love that nigga the way that he wore his Abercrombie and Fitch and his fucking Sperry's or whatever the fuck. Like, just love your Caucasian ass king.
They loved you and your hard wig.
Yeah, but everybody trying to turn these men into Paul Wall, and I'm just over it.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like the like.
And I get the idea behind it, right? I get the whole idea of Black women are like the supreme, right? And we can make anything better. I get what you all are trying to say, but no.
It's very similar to Jaden is my king. Like,
just as problematic.
You know what I mean?
This 2-year-old in this fitted in this
and a fade. Why?
Okay. And he's ones and he's sagging sweatpants over his diaper.
Yeah. Jaden is my king. No.
No,
he's not.
He's
my forever
kid.
Valentine.
No,
he's your child, nigga. Stop being a loser and lonely. Like, I fucking hate that. I hate the way that you say nigga, but that's just me.
I hate the way you parrot. I hate the way you make that little nigga dress. I hate the way that you...
It's time to take a break.
Yeah.
We'll be back with more Jaden XD. Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Tonight, sources tell multiple news outlets out there that the Biden administration plans to reclassify marijuana, easing restrictions on the drug across our country. So the drug will go from a Schedule 1, which is the same category as heroin, meth, and LSD, to Schedule 3.
And we're black. So, and I meant to talk about this. I'm glad you brought this up to me because I meant to talk about this at the beginning when we were doing our Palestinian wrap up or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I see that there is a social media movement to block celebrities en masse, excuse me, for not speaking out about the genocide and all that good stuff. I think that's fucking dumb. And I'm going to tell you why. I don't mean to like yuck folks as yum. And I get people because this reminds me of that blackout that we had during the demic. And it was so lost. I have done some thought about celebrity endorsements and things of that nature. And because people, again, I don't know why everybody goes to Beyonce when Taylor Honky Swift is right here. But anywho.
She on it too, but yes, I understand what you're saying. Continue.
Because they always want to go to black women for labor and for morality or whatever the fuck. But anyway, I was thinking about how during the Black Lives Matter, the peak of the Black Lives Matter movement, and how in her own way, Beyonce showed support. She was out there doing, rallies with Wig, her husband, and all that good stuff. And nothing really changed.
Yeah.
Right? And I think about, people are so hell-bent on celebrity endorsement. And there was this video this black girl posted about how Lizzo was like, celebrities don't have that much power. And then the black lady condemned her for that falsity. And she was like, no, they do influence and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yes, queen. However, I think that we've lost the plot in the idea of celebrity influence. I think that celebrities can bring awareness. They could draw the horse to water, but they can't necessarily make us drink. I think if anything, this would be the biggest time to put our and I know we hate all this, and I know people are like, vote, that's not the answer, but I'm like, yes, it is. Because here's the thing. Ultimately, Beyonce, Taylor Swift, anybody could march until their feet are blue, but they're not going to stop a war. You know what I mean? I think about Vietnam, right? And I think about how like 68, and we're at the same precipice of where we were back then, where we had college campuses protesting left and right against the war. We had even the fucking Beatles, and they are like right below Jesus for white people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And where they had influence, and however, it took acts of Congress and things to thwart, this war or whatever. And I'm like, use celebrity endorsements to to put them to the right people, right? Like, yes, they can talk about this, that, and the third, but it should also, we should focus, deplatform celebrities and work towards our elected officials and people and local organizations that we should uplift. People who are on the ground, who are way more informed than all of us, uplift those voices so that we could promote change, right? Because I can't imagine, like for example, Brad Pitt, you know, like if Brad Pitt were to post about the genocide, right? That's all well and good. But that's not going to make honky Republican change his mind about how he feels about whatever the fuck is going on across the pond. You know what I mean? But what can happen is, you know, you can incite, like Brad Pitt could post about what's going on and be like, contact your local government, you know, and say, you want to keep your job because ultimately this is what people do, right? Like, this is their careers. Like, if you want to keep your job, then you need to do what we say. Also, divest from things that are funding this type of stuff, right? And I like the most interesting thing. Protest is cool all over, but the most interesting thing to me I heard about on Around the Way Curls was about tax protesting. Because and I've always thought about this when Feminista Jones or Dr. Taylor and I started working together years ago, and I remember I had to fill out the W-9 form or whatever, you know, or W-4 when you start taxes, and I was like, it's always hard filling out those forms, and so I was thinking about taxes, so I asked her, blah blah blah. She was like, I do this because the government funds wars that I don't believe in. So I want all the money that I can and I'll pay whatever the fuck that I choose to. And I was like, that's so insightful to me, right? Like, that's so profound to me. Like, I don't want to fund personally out of my own pockets a war, a genocide, ethnic cleansing, or any type of shit like that. Right? So that's what I was like, oh, this concept is interesting to me. Like, removing funding, like hitting niggas where it hurts, their pockets.
I agree with you to an extent. And I think that multiple things can be true at one time. The thing about this, so I have invested a little less in this celebrity block than I am in actually trying to gain accurate information as to what's going on and figuring out ways that I personally can be effective, right? That's where I have chosen to focus my energy. I understand where people are coming from in the sense where celebrity culture, because in the same way that you're saying celebrities only have but so much influence, you're right, but also they use that celebrity influence to distract us when they are committing atrocities on humans around the world. And right now specifically, they have used multiple, like we've talked about, celebrity events and or hype around celebrities to distract us from what they're doing. And so it is distasteful to me when you see people who normally are very vocal about speaking out about things that they don't agree with, a la Cardi B, a la many celebrities who are very, you know, when we had Obama who was running, you know, it was all kinds of backing. It was all kinds. Everybody was vocal. Yeah. And so to see where people are choosing to ignore a portion of humanity is disheartening. And when they know and they are aware that they are being used as pawns of distraction in something that is literally killing thousands and thousands of people, that is where I'm like, you can do better. You can do better. Now, and acknowledge that this is going on. Don't act like it's not. Now, as far as the blocking aspect, like I said, that's not where I've chosen to put my energy. I agree with you in divesting, right? So those celebrities that have been vocal about being pro-Zionism and anti-humanity, divest from them. You see what I'm saying? Don't support them. Block them. You know what I'm don't buy support their businesses. Like, find a way to dismantle what they got going on, because they are clearly anti-humanity. Whereas the other ones, it is disappointing. Yes, it is. I fully agree with that. It is disheartening. But I also agree with you where Black women are placed in a spot where we are used to do a lot of the heavy lifting of things. And in another side of things,
white women look to Black women for morality and for what's what.
And also, white women want to be moral when they want to be moral, because they feminist when it works for them. They pro-animal when it works for them. But all of a sudden, every cat, dog, and goat is getting shot in Gaza. And y'all are mothers and y'all don't have just boomba to say about anything going on. So you can shut the fuck up forever to me. Like any mother in general. And this is where I get disappointed with my own fellow Black women who are mothers, where I'm like, do you see what's happened? Do you see what these mothers are having to face? And there's nothing you can say about that. And then it's distasteful to put all of this gaudy wealth in their faces when people are literally crowdfunding to get their families to safety. So I understand that. I also understand Black women having to do the heavy lifting. And on the other side of things, there is Black joy that we deserve to experience as well, right? And so sometimes, in order to keep myself balanced and in order to keep myself going, I have to tune into things that bring me joy so that I can bring some levity to my life, especially if I'm going to use my voice to continue to speak on behalf of people who don't have that privilege right now. You know what I mean? So I understand where you're coming from, and I do agree with parts of it. And then I also feel that we can do better. And celebrity, that they can do better. But I do think that putting our energy into that is another form of distraction from taking away from the actual cause. And even though it is in the name of the cause, I'm seeing way more around blocking celebrities now than I'm seeing about actual things that are happening on the ground in Gaza. And that is the problem for me too.
Yeah. This reminded me of remember when Nat Turner had all those allegations against him or whatever, and during Birth of the Nation and stuff like that. And it was odd because
yes, the one who played Nat Turner. Yes,
that's what I meant. I don't remember his name, but the guy who played Nat Turner in Birth of a Nation. It was so interesting because all of the publications, especially Flavor Magazine and everybody else, you could figure out. Flavor Magazine is a blanket term I use for.
I know.
But they
for nigga pubs.
Yes, but it was all about his press, and the odd part about it was we had Hidden Figures coming out, which was a great movie that where Black women were the lead and all this good stuff, and so like the plot was lost and buried all because it was focused on the wrong thing. And I want folks to be like, yeah, okay, I get it, I hear what you're saying. And this idea, and also I think let's divest and focus on the real issue at hand. There are niggas who are dead in the street. I read that if you were to go to a funeral every day for a child that was killed in Gaza, it would take 43 years to do so.
Yeah. It's almost 16,000 children. And remember, there's over 10,000 people who are unaccounted for that are still under rubble. So
that's fucking crazy to me. And so I'm like, I there's only so much that a celebrity can do for me as opposed to where we need immediate action, right? And it's true, like the government uses celebrity as well.
Yeah.
Because how they'll have these celebrities promote whatever the fuck, like health and wellness or whatever.
Mhm.
And have you noticed that, well, I might need to not put this on the main stage.
Okay.
But there is, have you noticed that there's a lot of more PSAs that are like, be more inclusive, be, okay.
Yeah,
you know
they
where I'm going with
they are obscure enough.
Yes.
But they are
pointed.
But Drake, we not dumb. Like, it's
Okay.
very that. Yeah, I
Okay.
totally, yes,
You get
I
me.
am.
Okay.
Oh yeah, very much so. The other thing too is the other thing I really want us to not pay attention to, maybe not feed into. I don't know the terminology I'm looking for right now, but we're going to use Lizzo as the example.
Mhm.
Because of this block, and let me not say because of, in lieu of this block, Lizzo has, must be a Lizzo fan, been very vocal about, all of a sudden has been very vocal about Gaza, about Palestine, about Sudan, about the Congo. And I know, and listen, I have clearly been more vocal in the past 200 or so days about this as well, because I've gained more information, right? There's many people out there who are like, she's just doing this because it's convenient, because celebrities are getting blocked right now. And listen, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Like, we're not dumb. We see what we see. But what I want you all to keep in mind, in conjunction with what XD and I are saying about making sure that we stay focused on what the actual issue is at hand, keep in mind that sometimes people need a slap to wake up, right?
Yeah.
And it may not be in the time frame that you want them to wake up. And sometimes it is a little too late, but just be happy sometimes that folks woke up, and continue again to focus on the issue and less on getting caught up in the minute, like, oh, well, they just started speaking. Well, just be happy they started speaking, because that's what we want.
They didn't have to at all.
They didn't have to. They may not have known. They may not have people bury their heads in the sand when they don't want to know what's going on. You don't, but we need people to gain this knowledge, and we need more people to join in on this fight of liberation. And so instead of us doxing folks and being like, you took too long, welcome them in and help to educate them and show them why maybe perhaps like this, I'm gonna talk to you, girl, about why this is fucked up. But right now, thanks for joining the movement. Let's get to work. Mm-hmm. So I just want us to kind of focus on that, as opposed to, because I have a feeling she's not going to be the last person where things are going to pop up like this. Because it is, the celebrity block is making an impact. It is making an impact. It just is taking away the focus of what we really need to be focused on. And that's making sure that we are divesting from whatever is killing thousands and thousands of human beings.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Focus on looking for refurbished electronics when you need to replace your phone or your computer or your whatever, so that you are not investing into what's happening in the Congo. Like, focus on getting real hip to what's happening in Darfur, so you can clearly understand, like, okay, I know there's conflict in the Sudan, but what does that actually mean? How is the US government, how is my money being used to kill thousands of Palestinians? What can I do on this side of things to not focus? Like, let's put our energy there as opposed to those other spaces.
Yeah. I mean, especially now as we enter election season.
Oh, God.
You know, we
Saw 7.
Yeah. Worst WrestleMania ever. Biden versus Trump 2.
It's awful. But I do not want. Okay.
I don't want either.
I don't want either one of them. I don't want either one of them. But one is going to lead to, I don't know. It's a really tricky. This is a tricky one, and I'm not going to lie and say that I'm not. I'm not all the way well versed in how to handle this. I have a lot of feelings around it, and I'm just trying to do as much research as I can in making the most informed decision that I can it's really hard. I don't even know how to articulate this, to be perfectly honest with you.
All I can say is the presidential election isn't what's the most at stake. I will say it is, House and Senate seats are up. And that is what will move things in the needle where we need to, especially with Supreme Court justices and getting approved and things of that nature. So it's a lot larger than, the president's, right?
Yeah.
Like there is, I always tell people, stop avoiding jury duty and do it, because there's so many people who are convicted unjustly because there are these juries are not equal in representation.
And I needed that reminder because I am a nigga who avoids jury duty. And we just there are ways that we can do what we need to do on the ground to contribute.
Yeah. And also, supporting local organizations. I always like local municipalities and doing things like people always think presidential election on a grand scale, right? It's not about that. It's always think about your block and what that means and how you want to move forward and how you want your block to move, how you want it to look, how you want the schools in your neighborhood to be like, and that requires, going down on somebody's Tuesday and checking a box. You know what I mean? You get the day off anyway. So legally. So I just try not to think about the two crazy old niggas who are trying to lead the country.
Because that's exactly what they are.
Yeah. One's just a little crazier or one's more evil.
One is more overtly See, tricky.
One's evil and one has
both are evil. One is sick, dark on overt levels that we don't need to be dealing with again. But I don't want to deal with the man either who has aided to the contribution of almost 40,000 Palestinians being killed. And so
and I agree. And
I have to figure out the best way to handle that.
Yeah, and that's why we need to ensure that representation in Congress is more on the right side of things than anything.
Yeah.
And your judges in your local districts. Anywho, that's Political Chat with Jade and XD.
Are you loving it?
Yes. I'm not telling y'all to vote for presidents. I'm telling you to vote for other niggas who are important. You know what I mean? And do jury duty. And also, it'll help you get recreational weed in wherever you are too, which is what the world needs. Niggas need to be high to get through this shit because the world is awful.
Sweet weed.
Yeah.
It's the only thing.
Until next time, friends. Bye.
Yes, we're moving.